As much as I try to be consistent, it is not easy. Like, if you guys really knew all the stuff that I do, you would understand why my videos come out the way that they do. But anyways, today really doesn't have like a specific topic. I just want to talk. I just want to, share with you where I'm at in my life and what's going on because I found that a lot of times, that's more beneficial. Just being real and being transparent and saying, hey, this is what's going on in my life, good or bad, because I would be lying if I told you that everything in my life was great. I would be lying if I told you that, I was pleased with everything in my life and, because I have God, that everything is perfect. No, that's not true. That's the reason I serve God, because of the fact that I don't know everything that I'm doing. I do need somebody that I can depend on that's, you know, in control, that can lead me in the right direction, because I don't always have the answers. And that is why, I lean on God so tough, like crutches for real. Um, and of course, just to share like scriptures and stuff with you guys, because my life is sustained literally by scripture. I am really finding that, in my prayer life, in my walk with God, that it is so essential for me to continue to go back to God, continue to pray to Him, continue being consistent. Like, it is really so essential. um, Going through this period where, I'm about to be 25. My birthday is the day after Christmas. I'm about to be 25, and I found that my life is taking this shift. And, I've been dealing with a lot of um, unsurety. My mind is being changed. The direction of my life is changing, and I'm just like, okay, what do I want to do now? Because, back a couple years ago when I was so focused, so set on, I want to become a physical therapist. This is how my life is going to go. These are the plans that I have. And now I'm looking at my life and things are totally different. I used to be married. Like, everything has totally changed as soon as I graduated from college. And it's not that things are bad, they're just different, and me trying to find my way. And I feel like this shift happens when you get to be around this age. Like, you realize you are an adult, and every decision that you make affects you. It affects your future, it affects your children, like the generations that are going to come behind you. Like, I've told myself I don't want to be broke. I don't want to live a life where, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to live where I'm struggling constantly. And I understand that the decisions I make right now are ones that's going to affect me and those that I'm connected to later. So I really just been trying to find my way. And in all of it, God has really been my main source of direction. He's the one that I'm trying to consult about with everything. And if, I go and make a decision, I try to ask him first, like, Lord, is this all right? Should I go here? Should I go there? Not trying to be deep or anything, but I need to know that the decisions that I'm making, I'm not going to mess my life up with, or that I'm not going to make a poor decision that's going to, shut down opportunities or close doors for me. I don't want that for myself. So I really just been asking God for guidance. Like, seriously, I've talked to so many of my friends in this time, and they're just like, Kayla, I feel like my life is changing, and it is changing, and it's at a critical point. So, update on my life. I'm on the radio now. Shout out to my Q Morgan family. I love you guys so much. Like, this opportunity came to me like at the craziest time, right after I dropped my classes. This opportunity presented itself to me to be on the radio, to do gospel radio, to be a co-host. And it is affording me so many opportunities. I'm meeting so many different people. I'm getting so much exposure. And I'm just like, oh my God, why do people want to know who I am? This is really crazy. Um, but I love it. I love it. And, I've never been the type of person to, like to give my opinion or to talk in front of a lot of people or anything like that. But it's like the way my life is going, that's the way it's being shaped and molded. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Again, meeting all these people. I love my Q Morgan Show family. Like, y'all are everything. So, I'm doing that on Saturday afternoons. I'm now a Mary Kay beauty consultant, so I'm selling cosmetics and I really enjoy that. And one thing that I found about myself is anything I set my mind to, like I am super determined. Nobody's gonna tell me what I can't do. If anybody tells me I can't do something, it'll be me. Like I'm usually the one that stops myself. And so now that I've made up my mind, I'm gonna do well in this company. I'm going to, have my own business, have another source of income so that I don't be broke, so that, I don't have to pick up extra shifts at the hospital, and just all these different things. But in everything that I've been doing, I've been prayerful about because, like I'm saying, I understand now that this is my life and this is real. And the best way to be successful is to have God in your corner, to have Him, counseling you and directing you and guiding you and leading you and telling you, hey, do this, hey, don't do that, and knowing that it's coming from a genuine place because you can't always get that from people. So I've been reading my Bible. Oh my God, I've been reading my Bible. And it has truly been just blessing me because, the misconception that people have about the Bible is, sorry guys, I've been sick. I didn't even mention that. That's why I haven't been making any videos, because I have been sick. Like my voice was gone. I preached not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, my voice was gone, like totally gone. But anyways, I'm better now. That's why I'm clearing my throat and stuff like that. But I've been reading my Bible and it's just been blessing me. It's been giving me a lot of guidance. And the misconception that people have about the Bible is that it doesn't apply. Okay, the Bible was written so many thousands of years ago, yes. But there's principles, there's guidelines, there's stories, there's characters, there's personalities in the Bible that you're going to find in the people that are around you. There's people that betray other people in the Bible, and there's people like that in your life. There's people who are, professing one thing and saying another. There's people like that in the Bible, and there's people like that in your life. Like, the different principles and guidelines that are in the Bible are meant to teach you and guide you because history does repeat itself. There's nothing new under the sun, meaning that you can take the principles that are outlined in the Bible and apply them to your life today. So I was reading about King Saul. I was reading about Samuel. I'm reading about Eli. I'm reading about King Saul. So I've been reading First Samuel. And it was just like this one portion where Saul was told to do something by the prophet Samuel. And Samuel told him, he said, hey, this is what you're going to do. When I get up to so-and-so place after this amount of time, A, B, and C, this is what you're going to do. Here is the instruction. And Saul, I don't know, he kind of gets beside himself. The instruction, wasn't going the way that he thought it should go. We always try to lean to our own understanding. And he's compelled to do something outside of the instruction. Now, we all know that with God, if He asks you to do something, that's what you should do. And if you do something else that you think in your mind of minds is good, but it really is not what He asked you to do, that's still disobedience. So that's exactly what Saul does. Saul's compelled to do something else, and in return, it's seen as disobedience unto God. And so that caused Saul to lose his place as king. Now, he didn't lose it right there, but in that moment when he disobeyed God, when he was compelled to do something outside of the will of God, he lost his spot. God decided, you know what, since you're not going to do what I asked you to do, I'm going to replace you. And that's where we get King David. So, I said all that to say, even with all these opportunities that are presented to me in my life at this point, because it's so much stuff going on that I'm so grateful for, I don't want to be compelled to do something outside of the will of God. I don't want to put any blessings that I have before God. I don't want to seriously just be outside of God's direction. That is a horrible place to be. I don't want to displease God. I don't want to lose my spot. I don't, because living holy, living righteous is not easy. Despite what people think, it's not easy. Maybe I make it look easy, but it's not easy. There's so many times that I'm tempted to do, so many times that thoughts come across my mind to say this or to do that or go, I can't live like everybody else lives. I can't do everything that everybody else does. And so I'm walking a straight line. And just like walking on a tightrope, it's not easy to, stay inside of the will of God. It's so much easier to do, what we are compelled to do, what we think is right, And I'm not trying to walk down the road that's paved with good intentions and end up somewhere that I'm not supposed to be at, and end up where my spot is taken, just like Saul, and have God reconsider my place in his kingdom because I stepped outside of what he asked me to do. We see this so many times in the Bible. And the Bible even talks about, if you do righteousness all your life and you have this one day where um, you mess up, and God comes in that time where you've messed up, he's going to forget all of your righteousness. And the same goes for the opposite. If you sinned all your life, did all the horrible things all your life, and get yourself together and you decide to live holy, and God comes back and he finds you that way, he's going to forget all of your unrighteousness. So I don't want to lose my spot because I'm compelled to do something outside of the will of God. I'm familiar with the voice of God. I know what it sounds like. So I have to be careful. And, I just I've been stressing about it, quite honestly. I'm not trying to make the wrong decisions. And, I've always been the type of person to have everything together. I'm a perfectionist, like truly, and that's like a horrible thing to be. Yes, I have results, I get things done, and I do it in excellence. But being a perfectionist is so hard because I expect so much of myself. And where I want to have my life together, where I want to have all the answers, I don't. And when people ask me, Kayla, what are you doing? Are you in school right now? And it's like, no, I'm not in school. I'm doing the radio, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And to me, on the exterior, it feels like, I don't have my stuff together. And it sounds crazy when you tell people, I'm just trusting God. It honestly sounds crazy. People are just like, okay, like, you have a plan B? No, like, God is my plan A. I'm really just trying to go wherever he's leading me. And God doesn't always reveal to us where he's taking us. And just having to walk and trust God and know that he's taking my life in the direction that it's supposed to go in. Like, seriously, after I came back home and, found out that I had been cheated on and all these other things and stuff with my relationship, it's like my life completely turned upside down. But now it's like I'm finding myself in this place where things are getting better, but I still don't know where I'm going. And it's like, okay, God, you really truly building my faith. I'm really having to lean on you, and I'm just trying to enjoy the ride. But at the same time, just balancing that whole part of being young where you don't really know what you're doing, and you're growing up and you're transitioning and you're just trying to be the best person that you can be. So that's where I found myself lately, and really God gave me an answer. He answered my prayer because I just been praying for guidance. And what the Lord did, I was looking for something, and I was cleaning my room or whatever. I was looking for something, and I don't even remember what I was looking for, but in me looking for it, I began to hear the Lord speak to me. And he was just like, how when you look for something and you start to find all this other stuff that you weren't even looking for, that you had looked for prior. Like, okay, say I'm looking for a pair of shoes, and in me searching for those shoes, I find things that I had been looking for previously that I hadn't found. Like, oh dang, there's my curling iron. Oh dang, there's that dress I was looking for that I haven't found in like 3 months. You begin to find all these other things. So the Lord began to speak to me. He said, Kayla, that's how it is. When you seek me, when you look for me, that's when you start to find all these other things that, you have been looking for previously. You keep seeking me, you seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things are going to be added unto you. All these things that you weren't really looking for because you were so focused on looking for me that I decided to bless you and give you all this other stuff. So, in God telling me that, it was like, hey, let's stay focused. Stay focused on me. If you don't know what to focus on right now, if you don't know the direction of your life, put your life in my hands. Trust me that I'm going to take you where you need to go. Trust me that I'm going to let you meet the people you need to meet, make the connections that you need to make, have the opportunities that you need to have so that you can, be where you're supposed to be at. Because essentially, our plans that we make for our life, we can make plans all day long, but until God says yes to those plans, they're not going to come to pass. They're not going to happen. They won't manifest or come to fruition. So I just been focused on God. I just been trying to stay focused on God and not let all my blessings take my focus off of God. You know, I could easily say, you know, I got these clothes now, I got this car now, you know, I have all these blessings, and get so wrapped up in the material things, or so wrapped up in, you know, oh yeah, you know, I got this and that I forget about the one that actually gave it to me. And I never want to do that. I never want to, you know, that just defeats the purpose. That really defeats the purpose, and that makes no sense to me. So I just been trying to stay consistent with my relationship. Whether things are good or bad, I want to serve God. Whether, you know, I'm happy or sad, I want to serve God. And that sounds so cliche, but I found that I have a lot more peace. I found that, you know, everything else falls into place. And, you know, even sometimes it's scary to keep God as number one. And I say that because, you know, there's certain insecurities that I have as a person, and there would be certain times where I would want to take and put certain things before God because I was afraid that I was going to lose, um, that thing that I was insecure about. So I'll just be transparent. I'll just be open. I'll just be real. So, you know, after being divorced, any relationship I get into, I'm kind of just like, Lord, you know, I don't want to lose this. This means a lot to me. And so, you know, you're tempted to work on that so much to where you neglect God. Or you're so, you know, thank you, God, for this new business. You know, I'm going to work on it so much, but I don't want to, but I forget about God. Like, I don't want to take my blessings and work on those so tough to where I neglect God. So I just been trying to stay focused, stay in God's good graces, and keep seeking to please Him, because at the end of the day, He's the one that, you know, rewards the diligent. He's the one that sees all the effort. He knows the integrity that I have while others are watching, while, you know, while they're not watching, and everything that I have comes from Him. So, you know, if I would recap what I just said now, I got a lot of new opportunities in my life, and I thank God for them. And I'm just trying to stay focused on Him, because I understand that these opportunities came from Him. And the only way that I'm going to succeed or get to the destination that He has for me to be successful like I want to be is to stay focused on Him, to keep reading my word, to keep using the principles and the personalities and the stories and all these different analogies and stuff in the Bible to help me be successful. So that's what I've been doing. Pray my strength. It's not easy, you know, being an example in the kingdom of God, but it's worth it. And I'm truly finding that. So if you guys have any questions, have any comments, if you can relate to this, comment below. You know, if you started a prayer journal, if anything like that, just let me know. You know, I love to hear back from you guys. You guys keep me so motivated just to keep going and to be, you know, I truly just see myself as a regular person. And yeah, so I love you guys. I'll see you next week. I'm gonna keep posting these videos, even if they're impromptu, even if they're just like fly by, hey, I'm in my car. But I love you guys, and I'm sorry for my absence. I will see you guys next week.